Hi, I'm Meridan Zerner, dietitian with the Cooper Clinic and the Cooper Fitness Center. And the Olympics are upon us, the 2012 Olympics in London, England. I'm very excited about that, and I might even be a little more excited than the average person because I'm a registered dietitian, but I am a CSSD, a certified specialist in sports dietetics. So I get to work with athletes. And I really love working with athletes because we get to tailor their diet, and we see the results of this tailored diet in better performance. They're faster, they're stronger, they jump higher. It really makes a huge difference in their ability to compete. So I will be rooting for the USA, certainly, but I'm obviously rooting for just sort of good, solid nutrition. Now, you might be surprised to know that most of those athletes really are just eating real food. I mean, if you looked at their diets, they're eating apples, they're eating, whole grain pasta, they're eating things that are going to give them a lot of energy. They're eating carbohydrates because certainly that's our energy fuel and that's our chief fuel of choice. We want to have adequate carbohydrates. We don't need the volume of carbohydrates that we often eat unless you're training for 7 or 8 hours a day. But certainly you don't want to discount some of the whole grain breads and the brown rices and the quinoa, etc. Now, before activity or before a big event or before a really aggressive workout, I want to make sure that you have carbohydrate in to the tune of about 45 grams. And if this helps you remember, it certainly helps me. Strive for 45. It rhymes, maybe you'll remember. We're looking for about 45 grams of carbohydrate in before you exercise. You can get that in an energy bar. Certainly that's helpful. I like the Cliff bars, some of the power bars. Those are great, but we'll find one that works for you. That's the most important thing. You can do that with just real food, honestly, a whole grain bagel, maybe a yogurt, something like that, that might give you the energy to get a good aggressive workout in. Now, following your workout, I'm looking for this wonderful combination of carb plus protein. It's usually a 3-to-1 or 4-to-1 ratio, so maybe 10 to 12 grams of protein, certainly maybe a little bit more would be nice, and then anywhere in that 30-gram range or so of carbohydrate. So this might just help you with numbers. You might be flipping over, hopefully looking at labels and kind of looking at different foods and snacks, maybe oatmeals, and kind of saying, all right, how many grams of carbohydrate, how many grams of protein am I getting here? Sometimes there's a misconception that we want to have a lot of protein. That's how we get stronger. Well, you will see in the diets of some of these Olympic athletes, it's actually pretty reasonable, moderate protein, but it's timed really well. It's the timing of the nutrient intake that does make a big difference. About 25 grams, that's the amount that your body can absorb and utilize at any one time. You could take in more. You could take a big 16-ounce steak in. However, your body would only use about 25 grams of that, and it would just store the rest as calories. So infusing protein throughout the day, little at breakfast, little at lunch, little at dinner, and where it could be the most useful for you right after your workout. Some people want to ask about maybe a protein powder. Which is the best one? Is it soy? Is it egg? Is it casein? Is it whey? Well, studies show that whey protein, W-H-E-Y, is the most absorbed or the best absorbed. If you have some dairy issues or trouble absorbing lactose, you might try the whey protein isolate. And so you might mix that into a smoothie if you're just looking for a quick and easy way to get in some quick protein. Some people even mix in some whey protein into their oatmeal in the morning to help balance the equation a little bit. So you can use these as tools. You can use the bars as tools. But bottom line is, don't forget about the real food. I tell you, the athletes in London, they're eating real food, and that's going to be the power behind their gold medal.